Alright guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, also known as FlyFisher530. So today I'm pretty excited. We have a battery here from BLUETTI that I wanted to review for a long time. It's their AC180 battery. It's a 1152 watt hour battery with 1800 maximum watt capacity. So about a 1200 watt hour battery, which is the perfect size for me. I love the 1000 to 1200 watt hour battery sizes. I really don't want to go larger than that, and that gets you at least 2 or 3 days on the trail without having to recharge the battery for most uses. If you've got a heavy use on your diesel heater or heated blanket, things like that, you're going to need to recharge, and that's why in the previous video, part 1, I reviewed BLUETTI's Charger 1, and if you haven't seen that video, you got to check it out. It allows you to charge up your battery about 5 times faster than the car charger you have, the round 12-volt car charger output you have in your vehicle. Typically is only going to get you about 100 watts maximum. My vehicle, I checked in my Jeep, gives me 63 watts currently into my lithium battery, my old lithium battery. So if you haven't checked out that Charger 1 video, it really allows you to charge up your battery while you're on the go in between campsites, especially when you're in situations where you can't rely on the solar panel because it's snowing, raining, overcast, those sorts of things. That Charger 1 really allows you to charge up your lithium battery much faster. Really highly recommend it. Check it out. But I wanted to combine with that Charger 1 BLUETTI's AC180 for a couple reasons. My current lithium battery only allows 100 watt maximum input, which really limits the ability to charge it up quickly. This BLUETTI battery, the Life PO4 battery, allows up to 500 watts of input. So we're going to do a quick unboxing, talk about some of the features, and go from there. Stay tuned. Okay, in the top here, looks like we have the owner's manual and a warranty card, which, by the way, this battery has a 5-year warranty and an estimated 10-year life cycle because it is a lithium phosphate battery. They have very long life cycles, so this one's estimated a 10-year life cycle. In the first box on top, we have the charger cords, and basically that's it, charger cords. All right. Okay. Okay, this battery, this AC180 from BLUETTI, has 11 charging ports. It has 4 120 volt AC outlets. It has 4 USB-A outlets, the old style, 1 USB-C, so that's 9. And then it has the round 12 volt plug here, that's 10. And then it has a magnetic charging feature right on top. One of the other things I really like is it has real actual handles you can grab. And the reason for that is, for me, I will sometimes want to put this up in my tent, and I can actually grab this and pull it up the ladder with me. Some of the batteries I've seen in the past, you really can't, you have to hold them with both hands to lift them and take them from point A to point B. This I can hold with one hand while I'm holding onto the ladder, and there are times you're going to want to put this up in your tent, rooftop tent, or inside your ground tent. And here's a typical reason. If you're snow camping especially, and I've been there, these lithium batteries do want to protect themselves when it gets extremely cold. And they will actually turn off at a certain point. I'll check the specs on this one, but you want to be careful because if you're running a diesel heater or electric blanket, and this is sitting inside your vehicle where it's cold at night, especially 2, 3, 4 a.m., it's possible that the battery will turn itself off to protect itself. This does have what's called a BMS, a battery management system, which is monitoring both cold temperatures and hot temperatures, and it will turn itself off to protect those batteries if it gets extreme. And so for me, I want to have the ability to lift this up into my tent. So for me, the handle's a very important feature, so that I can keep it warm while either my heated blanket's going or my diesel heater's going. And I don't have to worry about it shutting off in the middle of the night down in my vehicle. because I didn't choose to bring it up in the tent with me in very, very cold conditions. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you're upset you don't have a working lithium battery. So, all right, let's go over a few other things. Okay, some other features this battery has. On my left side here, it has your 120 volt input side here if you're connecting it to your house to charge it up, 120 volt system. Also has a circuit breaker switch, so if something went wrong and it decides to shut itself down, you can hit this circuit breaker and hopefully reset the system. It has a grounding wire attachment as well if you need it to do that. On the right side here, my right side, is a fan to keep this unit cool. Like I said before, it also comes with 3 cords. It has your car charging cord, which I wouldn't recommend doing this. It'd be a lot faster with the Charger 1. It has a solar charging cord, so it plugs into the unit here and then attaches to your solar panels. And then it has your regular AC 120 power cord as well to charge it up. One other feature about this battery is it can be used as sort of your home battery backup system. So say you're hooked up to your computer or something like that and the power goes up. If you had this hooked up to this battery, it will essentially take place of the power that went out within 20 milliseconds. So if you're working on something critical on a computer or something like that, this makes for a great sort of backup system, backup battery to your electronics to keep them going in the event of a power outage. So pretty cool. It has a really fast takeover if the power goes out and you need a backup system to take over right away. All right, so this can take it up to 500 watts of input power from either solar panels or something like the Charger 1 system, where you have a system that's connected to your vehicle battery and boosts the wattage coming out of your alternator. So my current lithium battery, the car charging system can only produce 63 watts of power into that battery, and the battery itself can only take 100 watts maximum. So this being able to take 500 watts power in from the Charger 1 can literally charge up 5 times faster than my old system. So that's why I'm really excited about this. This can really, between overlanding spots, within literally just a few hours, completely recharge this battery if it does happen to go down. And again, for me, those are going to be situations where I can't use the solar panel because it's snowing, raining, overcast, those sorts of things. So, or I'm camped in an area with a bunch of shade around a bunch of trees, and the solar panels just aren't going to be useful. So the ability to be able to put in 500 watts and get this thing rebooted quickly to full power is really cool, and is really one of the reasons I'm really excited about both the Charger 1 and this battery, for the ability to take so much wattage in and recharge itself. All right, one other thing that this battery can do, it generally has an 1800 watt output, which will cover most things that you'd be using camping. But if you need a higher output, it can go to 2700, but you need to use your BLUETTI app to do that. So you would physically open your phone, open the BLUETTI app, connect to your battery, and you can boost it up to 2700 watts if you need that, perhaps for an electric kettle or electric cooking platform, something like that that might need higher power. All right, something that's also really cool about the BLUETTI battery is it has a great app that you can connect to the battery with, both to turn on the DC, turn on the AC. You can also time those settings, so if you want the AC or DC to turn off after a certain number of minutes or hours, you can tell the app to do that. This is where you would boost this from 1800 watts to 2700 watts if you needed it. It has echo modes. The user manual's right here to click on and get into. You can check for firmware upgrades. Really just a great app. So yeah, just really impressed with the BLUETTI app and how easy it is to use. So just another feature I really like about this battery. All right, well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, guys. I've been using this battery the last few weeks. Something I want to mention, though, if you haven't seen my prior video, it was for the BLUETTI Charger 1. It's a DC to DC charger that literally increased the power input into my lithium battery by 8 times. Originally, I was getting 63 watts in from my original lithium battery with the 12-volt outlet out of my vehicle. And now with the DC to DC Charger 1, which is a small little unit, easy to install, I'm now getting 500 watts into this battery. That's an 8 times difference in terms of power coming into a battery, and really makes a difference if you're overlanding and going from site to site. You either don't have time to put out solar panels or you don't have weather conditions to use solar. The DC to DC Charger 1 from BLUETTI is awesome. It's an easy install. Highly recommend it. Check out that video. But as far as this unit, the AC180 has been concerned, I've been using it the last few weeks. It's been great. I have stress tested it up to around 14 to 1500 watts. It is rated for 1800. But there's also a powerlifting mode where you can go up to 2700 watts, I think for a short-term period of time. They say that's for high resistive loads for something like a heating element like this, but I don't think it's for something like a grinder, which is going to have a very high draw, immediate draw on power, consumption. So I don't think I'd ever want to stress out a high dollar item like this myself, but they do say you can put it into a powerlifting mode to go up to 2700 watts. For me, the 1800 watts is more than enough that I'll ever need. If it can run a Keurig machine or it can run, a toaster oven, I'm fine. That's all I need. All right, so some of the things I wish it did have more was it only has one USB-A port. I wish it had more of those. It does have the 4 USB-Cs. I don't know why they couldn't have put in a couple more USB-As. But that's really the only minor complaint I have about it. It does have 3 modes for charging, basically. So it has a silent mode, which is going to limit the charge in to about 270 to 300 watts. And that is really to keep it from the fan from kicking on. So if this was in your bedroom and you had it connected into a wall outlet, you could put it on silent mode, and I'll limit it to basically, I'm going to call it a trickle charge, but it's still 270 to 300 watts coming in, and but it'll keep the fan from kicking on. So keep it very quiet in like a bedroom if you're trying to sleep at night. The standard mode puts in about 1000 watts from an AC outlet, and then turbo mode will put in about 1440 watts from an AC outlet. I'm going to leave mine always on standard mode. I don't see the reason to put it on either of those other settings, but just so you know that you have that available. There's also an eco mode you can put this on, and eco mode is basically it will turn itself off after a period of time if it doesn't sense any draw coming from it. I don't think I'd use that for a refrigerator for sure, because refrigerators will turn themselves off once they get to a certain temperature, and if they're at that temperature for an hour, this thing's probably going to turn itself off, and then when the refrigerator needs power again, this thing will be turned off. So I think for a refrigerator, you definitely would not want this on eco mode. But it would be something you could consider, if you're just charging batteries and it's going to be a short amount of time to charge up some batteries or something for a GoPro or something. Maybe eco mode's not a bad idea. One other thing to be aware of, if you're charging this and this thing is cold, you're in temperatures in the 30s or 40s, I think you should expect it's not going to charge as fast as it would be in warmer temperatures. My experience has been you're going to be down in the 270 to 300 watts range as far as charging power if the battery's cold. So for instance, I left this in my garage overnight, went to put it into my vehicle to charge it up, and was only getting 270 to 300 watts in from my Charger 1, which is still about 4 to 5 times what I was getting before, but it's just because the batteries are cold. The battery management system, the BMS, is, I think, trying to preserve the batteries and not let them get too much power in when they're cold, and basically protect the system. So if you're getting limited watts in, it's probably because you're in a colder climate, and it's just the BMS trying to protect the batteries, basically. So But otherwise, when it's warmer climate, warmer temperatures, this is getting 500 watts in from my BLUETTI Charger 1 from the vehicle, and it's getting 1,000 watts in standard mode from the AC outlet, which is pretty great. It charges up really fast. All right, well, just to wrap up, I'm super happy with this battery. It's been working great for me the last few weeks, and looking forward to using it here in the future. I'll give future updates down the road. I think if you're interested in this battery as well as the Charger 1, there's going to be a link down below where you can get a discount. If you're interested in either that or the Charger 1, check that out, and appreciate you guys watching. So like I always say, hope to see you guys on the trail someday.